Chapter 79 Strange Logic. Old Lu finally arrived beside Taizhou at the very last moment when he was about to be caught up. T-boy, there's been a murder. Old Lu pushed Taizhou in front of him. You've got to save me. What happened? Taizhou asked in confusion. Seeing Taizhou blocking his way, Amu was clearly furious. Get out of the way. Taizhou didn't move aside. Instead, he stretched out his hand to stop Amu. Buddy, let's talk it over. What on earth happened? He asked anxiously. Did my teammate make you angry? Amu gradually stopped in his tracks and looked at Taizhou suspiciously. Are you their leader? Taizhou scratched his head after hearing this and didn't answer Amu's question. Instead, he asked, Anyway, don't take any action first. Tell me what's going on. All right. Since you have questions, I'll let him die with a clear understanding. Amu said viciously. Just now, this old dog. Before he could finish his word, an iron box flew towards Amu's face. He never expected that the man in front of him would suddenly make a move. There was no time for him to duck, and he was hit on the nose. In just a short stagger, Amu quickly adjusted his posture. Damn it, you're really something. Although his nose was still aching, Amu already realized that the man in front of him was not easy to deal with. If he let his guard down, he might be killed before the sanction arrived. He had just steadied himself and hadn't even assumed a counter-attacking stance when Taizhou threw a punch and hit him in the face again. When Amu saw Xiao's punch, it looked very amateurish. He had thought that this punch wouldn't have much real power, but unexpectedly, he was directly knocked down to the ground, and his whole temple was throbbing with pain. Taizhou then kicked him hard under the chin, and Amu couldn't get up from the ground. Seeing that the other side had lost their fighting ability, Taizhou slowly threw away the lock he was holding. Being hit on the temple by this thing, an ordinary person wouldn't be able to get up. Who cares what exactly happened? Taizhou said coldly. How dare you lay a finger on my teammate? You should accept defeat if you bet. At this moment, the bald guy and the blonde guy also arrived at this place. Taizhou felt a bit strained. Why was the cabinet door on the other side also open? Could it be that they had also deciphered the password right after them? Amu. The two of them rushed forward anxiously and found that Amu had been knocked down to the ground. Kill them. If we don't take action, we'll be sanctioned. Damn it. The two of them stood up and took out a folding knife from their pockets one after another. Seeing the scene, both Taizhou and Old Lu took a step back. Although Taizhou had been quite ruthless in his attacks, facing knife-wielding hooligans with high concentration, he still couldn't think of any countermeasures. Hey, Li Jiou! Taizhou gritted his teeth and shouted loudly. Players are fighting privately. Don't you care? After a few seconds, Li Jiou's weak voice came from a distance. Of course I care. But please, wait a moment. Everyone, I'm packing up my things and will come later. Huh. The bald hooligan slowly raised his knife and said, The Zodiac actually hopes that we'll kill each other in the game. How could they stop us? Xia's face was extremely gloomy. He had never thought that players killing each other was also tacitly approved by the rules. Previously, they had a fierce fight with Zhang Shan in Dian Ayu's game venue, and Dian Ayu also stopped them at the last moment. It seemed that the situation this time would be even worse than that time. Oh, take Xiangxi's hands and run, Taizhou said in a low voice. There's a window in the room where I was just now. Break the window and run. T-boy, what about you? Old Lu asked anxiously. I'll figure out a way to deal with them. Old Lu's eyes rolled around, and he quickly made a decision. Then be careful yourself. He turned around, took Xiangxi Hen's hand, rushed into the room. Po Zhang, are you also away from the seat? And then picked up a chair and smashed the window. Quick, run! Old Lu shouted at Lawyer Shan. Those people are desperados. They'll really kill people. Zhang Yu Ozun beside them watched the two of them with great interest, and a smile also appeared at the corners of her mouth. No, I can't go, Zhang Xihan said. Uncle, please don't touch me. What the hell time is it? Old Lou felt that the girl in front of him was really too stubborn. We're running for our lives now. What's wrong with me touching you? If P. Shaw doesn't go, I won't go either. Zhang Xihan said. If you want to run for your lives, you can run by yourself. After saying that, she picked up a long and thin piece of glass from the ground, held it in her hand with the blade facing backward, and turned around to walk towards the door. Girl, are you crazy? Old Lou was almost driven mad. He took a step forward and grabbed Zhang Xihan's wrist. What are you going to do with this broken thing? They have knives. Please don't touch me. There was a trace of coldness in Zhang Xihan's eyes. To survive in a place like this, just running away is useless. I'm going to fight them to the death. Zhang Ruozhu couldn't help laughing when listening to their conversation. You two are really interesting. She covered her mouth and laughed very inappropriately. The two of them looked at her at the same time, but neither of them replied. Old Lou continued to persuade Zhang Xihan's. Little girl, you've watched TV dramas, right? Originally, you could have escaped safely, but some people just have to go back and seek death. Aren't you the kind of troublemaker now? Zhang Xihan thought carefully for a while and said, if Qizhou is alone, his chance of death is indeed very high. But if I join the battle with a weapon, the survival chances of both him and me will increase exponentially. What the hell? Old Lou was completely confused. You're going to charge forward with a piece of glass and the survival chances will increase exponentially. Zhang Ruozhu was amused and burst out laughing beside them. What are you laughing at? Zhang Xihan asked. Zhang Ruozhu walked up to lawyer Zhang and asked, can you tell me how you plan to deal with those two people? I don't know either. Zhang Xihan looked at the piece of glass in her hand. If I'm lucky, I can stab one of them in the throat with this thing. Zhang Ruozhu slowly stretched out her hand and held Zhang Xihan's hand, saying word by word, Sif, you need to understand the logical relationship here. Logical relationship? Zhang Xihan was a bit puzzled. Exactly, just as you said yourself. Zhang Ruozhu smiled at Zhang Xihan. Precisely because of your joining, the survival chances of you and Qizhou will become higher. So your appearance will definitely result in the death of one of them. If you want to kill one of them, you must stab his throat with the glass. All of this is predestined. So don't say things like, if I'm lucky. What do you mean? Zhang Xihan still didn't understand. Madam, aren't you on the other side's team? I'm about to die. Do I still care who my teammates are? Zhang Ruozhu slowly let go of Zhang Xihan's hand and said, go ahead. A life is waiting for you. Take